Peppa Pig has been on the air for over 20 years now, and her little piggy family has grown quite a bit. But what many people don't know is that it might grow even more. Do you know the whole story of the pig family and what the future holds for the main characters?
Peppa Pig.
Mommy and Daddy. New fans of the show might not know this, but Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig have known each other forever, since they were kids at Madame Gazelle's school. In the episode Madame Gazelle's Leaving Party, Mummy Pig says that all the parents in town were once Madame Gazelle's students, meaning they've been childhood friends forever. In the time capsule episode, we see Madame Gazelle show a really old video featuring Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig when they were just children. Back then, of course, they were just friends, but at some point that friendship turned into love. They probably started dating after Daddy Pig's brother got married. After all, cousin Chloe is older than Peppa. Daddy Pig works in construction, building homes and buildings, even though he doesn't really know how to use a hammer, while Mummy Pig works on her computer doing very important things. Could she be writing scripts for YouTube videos? Speaking of which, it's time to grab your popcorn and a cool drink, because we're about to tell you the full story of the Pig family. This is another Cinewave. Peppa. Our star Peppa Pig is the most iconic character in the entire series, and she was created over 20 years ago. Well, technically, she's only 4 years old. In the episode Olden Days, Susie Sheep comes over to Peppa's house to show her a photo of herself as a baby. That's the moment when Peppa realizes that she too was once a newborn. Mummy Pig shows her a picture of little Peppa, and Daddy Pig says that was the day the whole family moved into that house, which means Peppa and her family used to live somewhere else. But it was still in the same town because, as you probably already know, Madame Gazelle was also the teacher of the grown-ups on the show. So that means Peppa was born before the Pig family bought or built that house. For the first 2 years, Peppa was the only child, but she was never really alone. Susie Sheep was always coming over to play. Daddy Pig says the two of them met super early, even before they could talk. Do you have a friend from your diaper days? George. Peppa's younger brother George was born 2 years after our main piglet, but he was already part of the show when the very first season aired. The Olden Days episode shows events that happened long before the show officially began. That's when we found out that it was Granny and Grandpa Pig who gave Mr. Dinosaur to their grandson. An important moment because it's thanks to that toy that George started talking. Dinosaur was the first word he ever said, which shows that his grandparents were a major influence on who George became. If you watch the show, you know George and his toy are pretty much inseparable. Does that mean Peppa's teddy bear, Teddy, was also a gift from the grandparents? And could they be the ones to give Eevee Pig her favorite toy too? Do you like Peppa's Teddy more or George's dinosaur? Drop a hashtag pig in the comments so we can get to know ya. Eevee. The newest character in the show is Eevee Pig, and her arrival shocked the internet. Mummy Pig appeared on TV to announce that she was pregnant, and it became global news for a bunch of reasons. One of those reasons is that it was the first time the cartoon characters ever talked to real people. When Eevee was born, we found out she was delivered at the Lindo wing of St. Mary's. Why is that important? Easy. That's the same hospital where the princes and princesses of the United Kingdom are born. Another major detail? It turns out the Pig family is super rich. If Eevee was born in that hospital, it's because Daddy Pig paid tens of thousands of dollars to make it happen. But why? We believe it's because Eevee is going to be the new queen of the Peppa Pig universe. It makes total sense. There was even a royal messenger sent to announce her arrival in the show. And now you might be wondering, if Eevee is a princess, then why isn't Peppa? Well, it's not such a simple answer, but here's the idea. The main family in the show is the pigs, but have you ever seen another pig character who wasn't related to Peppa? They're the only ones, because they're the most special. But our main girl has to keep going on adventures with her friends, and that's why she won't be taking the throne in the future. Peppa is going to stay a regular kid so the show can go on, while Eevee is a princess and will become the Queen of England in upcoming episodes. Could it be true? Long live Queen Eevee! Goldie. There's another character in the pig family who isn't a pig at all. Peppa's pet goldfish Goldie. She's been part of the family since the very beginning of the show, and that's not unusual. Goldfish can live almost 20 years, about the same amount of time as the show's been running. A lot of people think Daddy Pig bought Goldie from Dr. Hamster, the town vet, but that might not be the best theory, because let's be honest, everyone knows Dr. Hamster isn't the greatest animal doctor. If Tittles the turtle is always trying to run away from her, she probably wouldn't be great at taking care of a fish either. A better theory is that Grandpa Pig brought Goldie home for Peppa. First, because he loves having exotic pets, like Polly the parrot. Second, Grandpa Pig is a sailor. He has a boat and probably caught Goldie in the ocean as a gift for his granddaughter. That would also explain why Goldie seems to come from the sea, because in the episode where she looks sad, Dr. Hamster says the trip to the vet's office actually helped her feel better. So Goldie is a fish who loves going on little adventures. Could Goldie have a family out there searching for her, just like Nemo in that Pixar movie? Cousin Chloe. Cousin Chloe is the very first piglet born in the entire pig family. She's the daughter of Annie Pig and Daddy Pig's brother. She's 9 years old, and unlike Peppa, who prefers the color red, Chloe wears a yellow dress. She's best friends with Belinda Bear and Simon Squirrel. Chloe's group was introduced to show that there are older kids in the Peppa universe, which is important because Peppa will be more like them in upcoming episodes. Chloe loves putting on puppet shows, and that's why we believe she's going to be a famous actress someday. Could Aunt Dotty show up and take Chloe to visit Broadway? And what about you? Have you subscribed to the channel and turned on notifications yet? We've got new videos every single day. Baby Alexander. For a long time, Baby Alexander was the youngest pig character in the group, until Peppa's little sister was born. He's likely to become Eevee Pig's best friend, since they're close in age and will grow up together. What's most interesting about Baby Alexander is that fans already know what his future looks like in the show. This little piglet is going to be a rock star, leading his own heavy metal band when he grows up. We know this because in the episode Loud Night, we learn that Baby Alexander can only fall asleep when there's a lot of noise. Uncle Pig even turns on a vacuum cleaner while Annie Pig plays a trumpet. That's proof that Baby Alexander loves loud sounds. So growing up to form a rock band totally makes sense. And with how loudly he cries, it's pretty likely he'll be the lead singer. Would you go to a rock concert with Peppa's cousin as the star? Aunt Dotty. Aunt Dotty is one of those characters fans have been dreaming of meeting for years, ever since she was first mentioned in the episode Sparkly Rollers way back in the early seasons. We learn that she lives far away from England, but in a more recent season, it was revealed that she's actually living in the United States. She shows up to visit her family and celebrate an American holiday, Thanksgiving. But here's the weird part. In that story, Aunt Dotty didn't even tell her parents she was coming to town. Plus, Mummy Pig's sister is kind of a strange character. In the Sparkly Rollers episode, she sends her nieces and nephews a really dangerous toy. A horse on wheels is not the best idea in a town full of steep hills. Daddy Pig even gets hurt at the end of the episode, and Aunt Dotty knew the town was full of hills. So does she not like her nieces and nephews? New cousin. Eevee Pig's arrival in the show was just the beginning. More pig family members are about to show up, and next up could be Aunt Dotty's son. Yup, it's pretty likely that Aunt Dotty has a family in the US, maybe a husband and possibly even a child. That totally makes sense, since characters in Peppa Pig almost never live alone. Aunt Dotty's family is expected to appear in the next season, and they're all American. It'll be fun watching Peppa hang out with cousins from another country. Maybe she'll even visit Disney World, which in the Peppa universe might be the same as Peppa World, the theme park based on her in real life. Now that would be hilarious to watch. Daddy Pig's family. There's a big mystery in the pig family that still hasn't been solved. Where are Daddy Pig's parents? For over 20 years, fans have been asking this question, and the show's creators haven't given us any answers. The first theory is that, unfortunately, they're no longer alive. If no one ever talks about Daddy Pig's parents, maybe they're connected to something sad or tragic in the family's past. It's very possible Peppa never met her paternal grandparents. The second theory is that, like Aunt Dotty, Peppa's other grandparents live far away from England. But that's kind of hard to believe, since Daddy Pig has lived in the same town since he was a kid, so his family has probably always been local. Sure, the other grandparents might have chosen to move somewhere else, but it's still odd that there are no photos or mentions of them anywhere. The third theory is that these mysterious pigs are actually really important in the Peppa universe. Remember the theory that Eevee Pig is a princess, and that Daddy Pig spent a fortune to have her born in one of the world's most expensive hospitals? What if Peppa's other grandparents are royalty, and that's why they can't appear on the show all the time? This theory says they're alive and living in a palace. If that's true, we might get to meet them in the future. Are you ready for a huge family secret to be revealed in the pig family? And you won't have to wait long to discover even more about the animated universe. We've picked out 2 more videos that everyone will love. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.